This is Charlie Parsons for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on DAZN 2 times in 2 weeks. I was meant to fly home Sunday night. I now have you interviewing more people for me. Teofimo, Lopez. I'm going to have to stop paying you. I'm not quite sure I can afford you though, if I'm honest.
We'll take your credit card.
Take credit card. We take cashier's check, anything, man, whichever you apply. Hey, listen to Stomping Ground. It's great to be back here, especially here on DAZN. Listen, what more can I really say? Teofimo in the flesh. Just here to entertain everyone in the sport of boxing. We're even bringing a lot of YouTubers in the mix. You know, we got to support all at the end of it all, and I think that it's going to turn out great for our sport.
We've just had Dean the Great there. Now, you're someone who has been a very accomplished professional, and you still are now. When there are YouTubers, as such, fighting on misfits and stuff like that, I know that you may have your beef with Shakur or whatever, but there are certainly levels to this game. Do you understand how it could maybe be deemed offensive, or how do you sort of process it?
Well, I believe that, listen, you know, everyone has their own drive and ambitions, and they're driven by it. You know, I think that we motivate them to want to come into this when it comes to fellows and YouTubers like Dean the Great. You know, so it all works in our benefit at the end, if you really think about it from the box outside in. You know, so, you know, I'm actually very happy about what I'm seeing. I don't take it no offense at all, and I think that we must support it. And, you know, it probably will look good. You know, you see a boxer maybe humble the YouTuber, or the YouTuber shock the world and humble the boxer.
We saw you here today, we saw you Saturday night, enjoying getting involved in it. What did you make at the press conference? Now, as a fan, we see so many people come in and fight Canelo. People try and get under his skin, some people stay respectful. We know what Canelo's accomplished in the sport. What did you make of Edgar Berlanga at today's press conference?
Edgar Berlanga, listen, he did what he had to do today overall in the press conference, and I think that he just showed what he's all about, you know, and as someone that's Puerto Rican, as someone that's defending his tribe, as someone that's actually driven and has been talking about this, saying that he has dreamt of fighting Canelo and facing him, you know, of course things are going to get routed up, of course things are going to amp up. And it sells the fight. And that's what we need to see. You know, we need to see these guys come together and make an exciting fight. And what better way than on the 14th of September?
Can he do it?
I think anything is possible if you put your mind to it and work very hard to it. And but I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying yes. I'm a big supporter for both guys. I'm just happy to see two dynamic fighters go at it. And but then again, you got to give kudos to Canelo and all that he's done. He has the experience and the ring IQ.
Do you believe if Edgar's to walk away with his hand held, he has to stop Canelo Alvarez? Do you think he can outbox him? I mean, if you sort of look at it from the outside, how do you process it?
If I was to process all this, does he have to outbox him? Does he have to knock him out? I think that he just needs to go out there and be himself, and go out there and execute the game plan that his team is mentioning. We don't know what they have in mind. Maybe he might switch it up in box, or he might just go and knock him out, go for the knockout. Whatever the case is, you have to think a lot when it comes to Canelo, because he's waiting for all those avenues.
Teo, let's talk a little bit about you. You mentioned Shakur Twitterson then. I know he was there Saturday night. What's next? What do you want next?
Well, no, you know, I'm just mentioning Shakur for the only liking of Dean the Great. That's not my weight class. I fight at 140 and soon to be fighting at 147.
Okay, so you're moving up?
So you never know, man. To be honest, yeah, I might just do that. There's nothing really going out for me in my division. I'll still hold my belts and do that, and just, you know, entertain a new avenue and a new spark in my career and in my weight class of 147.
You feel like you're in a good frame of mind, am I correct in perceiving that?
Oh yeah, you have to be at this moment in time. You know, I think that I am. I've always been somewhat, just never knew where to find it. You know, it was always there, but now I'm actually, as I'm older now, I'm 27. So to me, I'm still young. However, just the maturity side of things. So the maturity side of my mentality is kicking in, and I think that overall, it's how you want to be perceived and how you want to be looked. And I just want to be looked as a respectful, humble, great champion.
Teo, it's funny you say that. Obviously, we caught that little interaction you had with Eddie Hearn. Before then, it had been a lot of back and forth between each
yes.
other. Is there respect now? I mean, how do you deem him?
It's very it's, I don't want to say it's respect. I don't want to say that it's not respect. I think that we're just, it's boxing. Boxing, this is my sport. He promotes for the sport, and we just align when the time is right.
I caught up with you post-fight. We know that Terence Crawford still holds the WBO at 147 pound. You said you weren't impressed with his performance against Israel Madrimov. Now Turkey Al Sheikh's coming out and saying he doesn't want to make the Canelo fight no more. Do you think he'll stay at 147, 154? What do you see there?
It's up to him. Whatever the case he does, I really would like to face Terence Crawford next.
How does that fight go?
My way. Like Frank Sinatra. It's my way. I did it my way. And going up 2 weight classes, on top of that, we even make it much more sweeter. It's not putting the cherry on top of the cake with the icing and just ending it off. And having my cake too.
What do you make of Boots?
Boots, I think that he's a well-developed fighter. However, when we think about it, he's stylistically seasoned. However, I still have yet to see him face the toughest opposition just yet. I think that the DAZN, Matchroom, they have an idea with him, and I believe that they're going to stick to that script this year, and then we see what happens for him in the next following year. Lastly
from me, His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh, we believe he's still in town. Have you managed to speak to any of the Saudi representatives? Would you like to feature on a Riyadh season card?
Something that's up to Turkey himself. His Excellency, he has a big plan. He has big hopes for the sport. I'm sure that he knows what's next and who's the most exciting, entertaining fighters around in this field of boxing. So, I believe that when the right time is right and it comes to us, we'll be able to talk. As of right now, though, I have not heard from him, and I don't know what's going on.
Tio, thank you very much for your time.
I'm very
thankful.
thankful.
Message to the people
I'm very grateful.
Away from boxing.
Away from boxing? Well,
spiritual, life, happiness. What's your message for them this week?
Well, for everybody this week, man, listen, if you're going through something, okay, and I think that we all go through something in life, all right? So I'm just here speaking from my own understandings and my own experiences that I've gone through, blood, sweat, and tears, the Sugar Ray Robinson Award, all these things, right, I have accomplished in such a nick of a time and young. What has helped me through it all? What really has helped me through it all is connecting within myself. And a lot of you all out there that are going through a mental situation is because you're trying to find yourself, but in an area that is not for yourself. So what you need to do is find within you God. Find within you the love that you have still a bit in yourself. Do the shadow work that you need to do. Go back to the childhood traumas. I know it's hard, absolutely. But you got to go back in those times to figure out what was it that hurt you and the reason why it's affecting you now. All these things play a big role, and we're only getting older, so everything that we do now is always going to be consequential more than it was when we were a lot younger. And on top of that, love yourself. Be happy with yourself. You're okay. God gave you another day. There's people that pass away and it'll be their last night. So you're still here. Embrace that. It's for a reason. Just go through the grit. You gotta go through the grit. Go through that darkness. Go through it. Because through the darkness there is light. And you know who it is? It's you. That's it. Love yourself. Be happy. Be happy. Even when you're not happy, just try to find a way and convince your mind. Tell your mind, I am in control. You are not.
So, I love this Teofimo Lopez.
There you go,
You're a legend, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Anything is possible with God. Don't forget it. Have faith and always hope.
Teofimo Lopez for the Stomping Ground. We appreciate you.